taken by Knezich. .104 to go on the offsetting penalties. The ball kicked up and over the board. It'll go out of bounds. The Wave with possession on the indirect kick. Helmut Imig trying to get possession. It's brought past him. Kramer and now Tobin. Tobin has it, a great lead pass. Matt Clark comes out and picks it up and brings it out. Knezich on the attack. 48 seconds left to go on the penalties. Knezich working one-on-one at Tobin. Knezich fakes him with the right foot, now brings it on the right-hand side. A shot that time taken wide and brought out to the front. And Westbrook pokes it down deep in the zone. Emig wide open in front is Sedlacek. Nobody can get him the ball, and now Barbaric picks it out of midair. 22 seconds to go on the penalties. Dolinsky coming down. Dolinsky working around Knezich. Dolinsky taken down, and it'll be a pushing foul against Knezich. 18 seconds to go on the penalties. 9:15 to go in the quarter. There you see the push occurring, and Knezich takes down.
Johnny Dolinsky helped out a little bit. Sure, Peter had a hold of his shirt, but Johnny knew he was coming down on the right side, away from his good left foot. He didn't want any parts of turning that corner there.
Kondrich for the Invaders, down to Tobin. The penalties are now over. No damage done for either side. 5 players apiece now as Kia and Cox come out of the box, and Kia has it for the Invaders. Both teams changing on the fly. Kramer now for the Invaders. Kramer with a shot. It goes wide. It goes off of Clark's back. He couldn't get control of it. And flagging it down are the Invaders. Almost a dangerous play by Clark. He could not get his hands on it. It bounced off his back. A lot of times those bounce back into the goal. Kramer lucky enough to have it bounce off the board.
One of the intricacies of playing indoor goalkeeper again, if you overcover the near post, that is to say you step past the post, you can put the ball into your own net as the ball bounces off the board, off your back and in. Outdoors, obviously, that's not going to happen to you. So it's a transition sometimes for the young goalkeeper from out to in.
The Wave back on the attack. Hodgson loses control. Kia has it. Kia for the Invaders. Kia, his cross-field pass is broken up. Duvall on the far boards to Swanson. Swanson weakly kicks it in, and Barbaric picks it up. And now on the attack, once again, the Invaders. The Invaders working 2-on-3. A blast taken out front that time by Lola. It's knocked down. And Barbaric comes way out of the goal to pick it up. And Hodgson drops it right down to Salazar. Salazar couldn't get control of it, and the ball back out to midfield. Now on the attack, Swanson putting on a charge. Swanson for the Wave, trying to get a lead pass to a cutter, but nobody's right in front. So he drops it off to Duvall. Duvall's shot is broken up by Lola. Now back to Duvall. Killingsworth on the attack. Killingsworth broken up temporarily, but Kia gains control. That shot in the goal that time, Kia plants himself out in front off the beautiful board pass, and Kia on the spot once again in similar fashion as the last goal he scored. And Bob, all of a sudden, Kia gets himself another quick goal.
A good rebound pass by Irvine, and Kia, as he did on his first goal, seems to anticipate those rebounds very well, and his play off the ball has really impressed me. I was looking forward to seeing this youngster, and I was expecting him to be a whirling dervish with the ball, and perhaps he is that as well. But tonight, his tactical play has impressed me more than anything.
Certainly is playing in control and always seems to be in the right spot.
Well, there's various kinds of quickness. There's certainly quickness with the ball, and there's also mental quickness.
Oh, a great shot by Knezich on the turnaround. He put it over Barbaric's left shoulder. Barbaric very upset about that one, but it was a rocket taken by Knezich. Let's watch this one again on the turnaround, and just like that, Milwaukee cuts the lead down to 5-3. Barbaric can't believe he let that one get by, but watch the blast by Knezich.
Peter did this all on his own. He dipped inside. The defender just could not keep up with him stride for stride. Barbaric still got a finger on it, but Peter had a very good executed shot there.
Barbara got a hand on that one, and coming down to the other side, we've got another score. Art Kramer puts it past Matt Clark, and just like that, it's 6-3 in favor of Canton. 3 quick goals turning this game around. 2 for Canton, 1 for the Milwaukee Wave. 6-3, 6:43 to go in the third quarter.
Last one could be a little demoralizing for Milwaukee because not only was it a goal, it was the nature of the goal.
And we've got a penalty coming up.
You can see this on the replay. I believe that went right through Clark's legs.
Penalty coming up against Kramer. Kramer, who just scored that last goal, getting a little bit aggressive, and he's going out for 2, and the power play now for the Wave.
Pass to the corner to Helmut, and as Peter Knesic tried to cut by Artie Kramer for the give and go, Artie just decked him.
Takedown for Kramer, and he gets caught just 6 seconds.
Ironic,
Artie goal.
Artie is in the penalty box. The man who's managed in the penalty box is Peter Knesic's younger brother, George.
So the Milwaukee Wave with the power play. It's their first power play of the game. As you recall, the last penalties were offsetting, so neither team had the advantage. 6:37 to go in the third quarter. The Wave down 6-3.
Milwaukee's positioning their best shooters, Sedlacek and Imick, at the points, with David Hodgson, who plays well with his back to the goal down low, as well as their playmaker Peter Knesic. They have a defender at the trigger here, and Scott Westbrook. Be interesting to see what they'll try to set up. I would be looking for Imick, number 10, who probably has the best shot out there in a situation like this.
Ball across the field, knocked up and out of bounds. The Wave still in control. An excellent opportunity for the Wave to climb once again back into this ball game, having the man advantage. Imick winding up, and his shot is blocked. Kondrich getting the foot on that one and knocking it down. And Knesic gets the indirect kick. Blasts it off the board. Nice defense being played by Tima. And the Wave back in control. Westbrook with the blast. Kondrich gets in front of that one too. A beautiful takedown pass. Sedlacek can't get control, but working all over Hodgson now. Gets near it, but taken away by the Invaders.
Tim Time of Canton did very well with that.
A blast by Imick, knocked down before it gets to the goal. And Westbrook sets it up once again. 1:10 to go on the penalty to Art Kramer. Ball dropped down in the middle and broken up by the Invaders. The Wave with possession. 5:39 to go in the third quarter. 1 minute left on the penalty. Sedlacek across to Imick. Imick dropping a pass down to Hodgson, who tries to bring it back out in front. It's a little too high. Knesic off the board, the ball out in front, and Imick will try to set it up again. 44 seconds to go on the penalty.
Plenty of time, a couple of good passes. Looks like Milwaukee's trying to isolate Helmut Imick again.
6-3, Canton on top. 30 seconds to go on the penalty to Kramer. Knesic battling that time with Lola, and the Invaders will get the ball. 24 seconds left on the penalty to Kramer, as you see inset on the screen. Lola flagging it down. This could be the last rally on this power play for the Wave. 8 seconds. Westbrook to Imick. Imick gets the shot off the board. Hodgson can't get control of it. It's taken away. And Barbaric has a little trouble picking it up. Hodgson turns around, gets the pass to Sedlacek. Sedlacek's shot goes wide. Imick is flung down on that play. The penalty is killed. The teams are back at equal strength, but boy, I'll tell you, going down hard on that time was Imick.
That almost looked like a wipeout in basketball on the offensive man. Helmut sort of jumped and got the ref to call it his way, but I really thought the call should have come the other way.
Helmut Immig sends the ball up into the crowd, and Canton will have possession. 4:29 to go in the third quarter as you look at goalkeeper for the Canton Invaders, Barbaric, who's having a fine game, and their coach, Klaus de Boer, coaching the first place ball club. Their record 17-7.
Milwaukee did very well early on that power play, Adrian, getting shots for Helmut Immig, but it seemed like they had no second thought. That was the only thing, and Canton figured that out after a bit.
Davidson driving one off us, flag down now by the Invaders. Now the Wave have it in control. Salazar taken down cleanly that time, and the Wave back in control. Reza is taken down, and we've got a call on that one. It'll be the Wave's ball on the indirect kick. And Dolinsky can't believe it.
That was one of those situations where the referee probably had second thoughts about letting the previous play go by.
Duval shot screams past Barbaric. Reza trying to drop it down, can't get it past Davidson. Reza off the board, looking for somebody underneath. Nobody there. Now Duval working on it with Tobin. And the Invaders control. Davidson at the midfield stripe. 3:35 to go in the quarter. Shot whistles past the goal. And still on the attack, the Invaders, but now it's picked off by Milwaukee. Coming down is Salazar. Salazar racing into the far corner. Is taken down hard. He went flying into the board. Let's hope he's all right. There you see John Salazar. That's gotta hurt. Salazar, 21-year-old from Racine, Wisconsin, 5'10", 168.
Milwaukee had a good opportunity here. Swanson coming up, dropped the ball back, and Duval launched it. That was a very good shot at the far post.
Barbaric once again getting his hand on it. Even of the goals Milwaukee has scored tonight, Barbaric has managed to get hands on all of them, but 3 of them have got past Milwaukee down 6-3.
A combination of his size, but certainly also of his athletic ability. He is a very agile young man in that goal. And no wonder that he's leading the league in least goals allowed.
Right in front of us, Davidson and Cox. Now Cox controls for the Wave.
Michael Cox was looking for a handball call here, but the ref decided Waves were in possession.
That shot goes wide of the goal, and Tima has it for the Invaders. 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Davidson drops for Tima. His shot is blocked by Clark. Oh, a deflection that time.
I couldn't quite pick that up.
Knesic got his head on that one for the deflection. But that's exactly the wrong thing. You didn't want to have to get a ball right in front of us. Knesic was trying to knock it down and actually knocked it at Matt Clark. Take a look at this one again if we can. Well, we'll try to come back to that one a little bit later on. Knesic playing a little bit of defense that time and got his head on the deflection. And Matt Clark coming up with the save. Westbrook fighting it out for the Wave. Westbrook controlling, back to Clark in the goal. Under 2 minutes now to go in the third quarter. Here's Knesic on the attack for the Wave. Knesic trying to find Sedlecik, but pass is broken up by Tima.
Very good tackling by Tima. It's a good defender.
Killingsworth out front to Irvine. Irvine blasts one that goes by the scoreboard. That would have broken a few bulbs that had hit the scoreboard. Six to 3 is the score here at the Milwaukee Auditorium. Let's see the defense played by Knesset.
Peter did very well, yes.
Playing an all-around sound game. Peter Knesset for the Milwaukee Wave, who currently trailed by a score of 6 to 3. Clark launches a ball out our way. Reza controls for the Wave. Now Swanson with the left foot shot deflected away. Hodgson on the rebound. That one is wide too.
It's good to see Swanee shooting. He's launched a couple of good ones. David almost drove that one home.
Swanson down to Hodgson. Hodgson right out in front. A shot in the goal that time. A beautiful give and go. Hodgson hits Swanson. And the Milwaukee Wave scores with 1:06 to go in the third quarter. Now they trail 6 to 4. Play set up by the Wave, Bob.
Yes, Swanson passes it to David at the side of the goal. Up lower right hand, back to Swanee, controls, and just pokes it.
And Barbara got a hand on that one, too. It's tough to get anything cleanly by him, but that one did get by him, and 6 to 4. Dave Johnson, the coach, congratulating Swanson for that goal.
And here comes Milwaukee on the break.
Now the crowd back into this game. Milwaukee down by 2. 50 seconds to go in the quarter, and Cox has it. Cox for the Wave.
That fourth goal for Milwaukee, Adrian, came at a psychologically very important time. Just being 2 down going into the fourth quarter is much less of a challenge than being 3.
Watch it now. The Invaders with a 2-on-1 temporarily. Kramer working down on the board. That's where he scored from last time he had it.
Westbrook did well on that one. Scott was outmanned 2 to 1, and he played it well.
15 seconds to go in the quarter. One last charge for the Wave if they can mount it now. Knesset dropping it down. Imig with the left foot. It's blocked that time by Kondrich. 2 seconds, 1, and that's the end of 3 quarters of play here at the Milwaukee Auditorium, where our score, the Canton Invaders 6, the Milwaukee Wave 4. We'll be back with the all-important fourth quarter right after this timeout. Welcome back to the Milwaukee Auditorium. Adrian Sakowitz along with Bob Gensler. You're watching American Indoor Soccer Association action. Our stat man, Tim Heitman, right on target with the statistics so far that show the score 6 to 4 in favor of Canton. An enthusiastic crowd with a chicken of their own. All kinds of fans on hand for this one. Right now, the players are throwing out soccer balls into the stands. Several soccer balls getting thrown up into the stands as souvenirs. There's one coming our way. Do we have to throw it back?
I think so. I think David Hodgson just wanted to get a second kick at it.
A lot of excitement here at the Milwaukee Auditorium. If you haven't seen an indoor soccer league game, the schedule for the Milwaukee Wave looks like this. Saturday, February 9th, playing Kalamazoo right here at the Auditorium. Then on Friday, February 15th, Canton comes back in town. Saturday the 16th, it's Louisville in town. Then on Tuesday, February 26th, it's Columbus. Then 2 games in March. March 6th, Canton comes back on a Wednesday night. March 8th, Louisville's back in town. And they close things out here on Wednesday, April 3rd with Chicago coming. A lot of action left here at the Milwaukee Auditorium for the Milwaukee Wave. There are the statistics, and look at that. 6 to 4 as we know the score. The shot still Milwaukee doubling. And so far the saves in favor of Canton pretty even still all the way around when you consider how many shots Milwaukee has taken.
Well, I think Milwaukee has played much more aggressive than they have in the last couple of outings, and the shot statistic reflects that. And I'm sure Coach Dave Johnson right now is just telling them to keep shooting because they will go in eventually. I think especially Helmut Immig has been a little unfortunate. He's had about 4 or 5 golden opportunities that just didn't quite go to the back of the net. But if they keep persevering, I think a 2-goal deficit in one quarter in AISA soccer and indoor soccer is really not much.
Klaus DeBoer, the Canton Invaders head coach, pacing a little bit nervously, and Kia knows that Canton has to maybe score again and play some tough defense, because maybe 6 goals won't be enough. The last 2 times these 2 teams played right here, it took 7 to win both of them. Kia having a big day himself, a couple of goals and an assist, and planting himself just perfectly right outside the Wave goal. There you see it, in 6 shots, has nailed down 2 of them. Not a bad percentage. We're underway in the 4th quarter of action. That ball going over all 3 lines, and the Invaders with possession.
Kenny Lola will put the ball in play. Kenny's former outstanding player at Duke University.
In case you just joined us, we're at the Milwaukee Auditorium for indoor soccer action between the Milwaukee Wave and the Canton Invaders. Irvin kicks it down, and Clark makes the save for the Wave. The Wave trailing 6-4. This game, as you know, was played last night. It was a Friday night game, bringing it to you the next day, courtesy of Tony Ramos and the Milwaukee Wave. A shot that time blocked. Sedlacek got down low, good position, but saved by Barbaric.
Canton has reverted to their defense of the first half, playing a low-pressure type of half-court defense, something they had disbanded in the 3rd quarter.
Now the Invaders with Kia knocking it down into the Wave zone. Killingsworth looking for an opening, cutting in the middle. Killingsworth coming all the way across. Now decides to bring it back out to Irvin. Now Tima. Tima blocked that time nicely by Helmut Immig. Immig going all the way down is taken down, and it'll be the Waves ball, and Tima pretty upset about that call.
Well, it could have been called either way, but usually the offensive player gets the benefit of the doubt on that kind of a situation. I believe the first push came from Tim.
A tough call, but nonetheless, it's the Waves ball. Knezich. Now Westbrook out in front. His shot is blocked before it reaches the goal. The ball up and over the board, and it'll stay with the Milwaukee Wave.
That was an excellent drive coming up by Scott Westbrook. He used to be an outstanding player at Evansville University. Cleared by Tima. He takes it first time. Superb drive.
Now back to action. Duval drops it down in low, and Swanson running across. Swanson battling, but it's picked off by Tima, and Barbaric has it once again. For the Canton Invaders, the ball comes all the way down, and that was close, but Matt Clark picks it up. And Killingsworth now to Kia. 3-on-3. Kia dropping it to Irvin. Irvin, the blast right on goal. Matt Clark makes the save. The Wave really wants another goal in a hurry now to put some fast pressure. 13 minutes to go. That shot is blocked. Salazar's shot gets it back. Salazar now drops it, but Swanson couldn't get to the ball. He was held up. No call made. And the Invaders on the attack. Killingsworth working around Reza. And it'll be Canton's ball. 6-4 the score. Canton, the top team in the league. Milwaukee trying to climb right back in this one. Hodgson has it. Hodgson, who made that beautiful pass right as the 3rd quarter was coming to a close to bring the Wave back to within 2 goals. Swanson, who was the recipient of that pass and scored it. Now Reza right in front of us.
Milwaukee was slowing the play down a little bit, Adrian, just to give their front 3 a chance to change.
the Wave on the attack. Helmut Imig trying to track it down. Knesic fighting for it. Imig temporarily has it, but it's knocked away, and Kia has it. Kia brings it way out in front to Tima. Now Lola, back to Kia, all the way across the field to Irvin. Irvin looking for a blast. There it is. It's high, off the mark, but not by much, and the Wave in control. Irvin's got one heck of a left-footed shot. A real rocket comes off of that foot.
He was a midfield player in his collegiate days and also with the Olympic team. So he can play both ways, offense, defense.
Irvin comes again. That shot is on goal, but it knocked down beautifully that time by Knesic before it reached Matt Clark.
The Wave is basically playing two forwards, a midfielder, and then two in the back. The two Canton lines seem to play dissimilarly. The line that's in there right now with Vic Davison, they play a point man, two forwards behind and two defenders behind that, while their other line, which was just on the carpet, plays as Milwaukee does.
Now the Wave on a break, but lose control. Dolinsky picks it up for Canton, leaves it on the side for Tobin. Tobin all the way across the field for Davidson, who can't control it, and Matt Clark picks it up for the Wave. Here comes Scotty Westbrook. 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The Wave down 2. Back out front near the midfield line to Westbrook. Westbrook drops it in the zone to Helmut Imig. Sedlacek's shot is blocked, and it's out to midfield. Going down hard is Cox, but Davidson controls for Canton.
Michael Cox is another local product. He played at Marquette High with the Bavarian Soccer Club here in town. He's given a good account of himself tonight as a frontline defender.
Sedlacek dropping it back out for Cox. Cox working it down. Cox looking for the shot, takes it, and it's broken up by Art Kramer. Now to Davidson. Back that time, shot errant by Kramer, and that shot broken up. And the Wave losing control that time is Salazar, but picking it up right back again is the Wave. Knesic has it. 9:50 to go in the fourth quarter. That shot partially deflected and saved by Barbaric.
Well, the shot by Reza. Reza Namin started very tentative tonight, but he's coming on.
Dolinsky, who scored the first goal of the game for Canton, now fighting for it. Knocked down in the far corner. Davidson fighting for it with Duval, and it'll be the Waves' ball.
Must have been something that Johnny Dolinsky said that Al Klanitis did not like, and consequently it's going the Waves' direction. I think it was a comment about his eyesight, ancestry, or maybe a combination of the two.
Probably something similar to that. Now the Wave has it. Reza working on Davidson. Wave dropping it down to Swanson. Swanson tripped up, couldn't get a foot on it. And the Wave still in control. A header missed by Hodgson. Ball kicked by Salazar and picked up by Reza.
That's one of the skills that's not that important indoors. It's the heading, because the ball stays on the carpet pretty much. David Hodgson is actually a very good player up in the air, but he doesn't get a chance to use it here.
Matt Clark coming out, take control for the Wave. Duval has it across the field to Swanson. Swanson bringing it up for the Wave. Drops it down to the red line. Now coming is Sedlacek. Sedlacek had control, but beforehand, Helmut Imig was taken down on that play by
Tom
Kontrick. There you see him.
He was playing piggyback there. Didn't want the Helmut to turn on that lethal left foot.
Swanson on the indirect kick. Brings it into Reza. Reza's shot down in the corner, and a beautiful scissor kick that time. Drives the ball back in the Milwaukee zone with 8:28 to go in the fourth quarter.
That looked very nice from Irvine. Wasn't necessary, but
looked good.
It looked very good.
Swanson now has it for the Wave. Swanson trying to work around his man. Can't do it. Is taken down. No call. And Tobin has it for the Invaders. Tobin with a 2-on-2. Davidson on his left. Davidson has it. The shot off the board. Nobody filling the lane. And Emig controls for the Wave.
That situation, Adrian, is a nightmare for goalkeepers because all their lives they've been told to protect the near post, and if it goes beyond that, there's no problem. But here, it becomes a very ticklish situation because he must go to the near post, expose the whole goal as the ball comes back.
Good point. That's right, Bob, because most of the time must be a big adjustment going from indoor to outdoor, different kind of situations. It's a totally different game, as you can see by the speed of this game compared to the finesse of outdoor. Barbaric has the ball go through his legs, but recovers in time. That was almost a costly mistake for Barbaric. Would have been great for the Wave.
The Wave could use a break right now.
A lot of running around, 7:15 to go in the fourth quarter. The Wave can't get any drive established. They're getting 1 and 2 shots at most, and then the Invaders are coming down and taking their own. Tima for Canton has the ball temporarily stolen by Emig, but now it's taken back, and there's a call. We've got a tripping penalty as Tima is still on the ground. There you see clutching his left ankle. Tima is down, and going to the penalty box will be Scotty Westbrook for the Milwaukee Wave. This is exactly what they don't need now, a 2-minute penalty and being a man short.
We have a duel here between Helmut Emig and Tim Tima. I felt that something could have and should have been called right there. Now Timmy, with a little bit of grandstanding, gets the foul there, but I thought the push into the boards was actually a more severe situation than the trip with the ankle.
An Oscar nomination definitely on that one for Tim Tima. His foot was stepped on, but still a little bit of showboating in that one too, and it paid off because Scott Westbrook is going to the penalty box for 2 minutes. So the Wave now going to be down a man when they're down 2 goals already in this game. Klaus de Boer looking on a little bit easier now than he was a few minutes ago, now that he's got that man advantage and that 2-goal lead. 6:59 to go in the fourth quarter. Blast from Davidson right off the indirect kick, and is knocked out of bounds off the deflection, and the Invaders still control the ball.
Yes.
Tobin. Now to Dolinsky. Now on the far side once again to Kramer. And the Wave has to be very careful. They don't really want to kill these 2 minutes, Bob, because they would like to put some pressure on if they can. So I think they're in a very precarious situation. They've got to get goals, and they just can't play some defense.
Well, by the men they have out there, it looks like the Waves are content to kill this one because they have 3 defenders and a midfielder. What is happening there, the Wave are playing a box or a diamond, if you like. And the individual at the point is Steve Swanson, who's not necessarily a breakaway player. So if they would put a Zalazar in there or a Hodgson, then I think they would be going for more than killing it. They would be going for a breakaway type of situation.
Watch it here. This ball is coming up our way. That last blast from Dolinsky almost decapitated the guy with the wool ski cap up in the corner of the auditorium over there. Wasn't looking. That one just missed his head. 6:18. You always got to be watching in this game because these balls go flying out of here in a hurry.
Well, everybody participates.
That's for sure. Nice kick drop that time by Davidson. Not a Kramer. Back inside to Davidson.
A nice version of the penalty kick with Tobin right in front, and they're playing off of him like a center in basketball.
Davidson just missed that header off that rocket from Dolinsky, and Swanson has it for the Wave. 51 seconds to go on the penalty. Swanson filling the left lane, looking for somebody to come down and give him some help, but nobody filled the lane. As Brad Vaughn, who just came into the game, was a little bit late to fill.
Well, Swanee really tried to pass that one to himself, and he didn't quite get the carom that he was looking for.
Dolinsky winds up again, and a great save by Matt Clark, and the follow-up that time by Davidson. He goes wide. Davidson back out to Kramer.
That was a good bit of goalkeeping there by Matt Clark.
Great reflexes by Matt Clark.
Good drive by Johnny Dolinsky. He had to make Matt Clark had to make the initial save and come back and do it again.
5:25 to go in the fourth quarter. 25 seconds left on the penalty. That could be a three-line violation from Matt Clark. That's exactly what he didn't want. He's given up 6, saved 10 of the 34 shots taken tonight from the Canton team.
Unlike in hockey, where the icing is waived when you're in a penalty-killing situation, and in soccer you're still faced here with the three-line drive.
15 seconds to go on the penalty. Tobin for the Invaders. Wave doing a nice job of killing this penalty, but they want that man back so they can put some more goals in the net. They're down 2. Dolinsky winding up, faking it, dropping it down to Davidson. The penalty is now over. The teams are at equal strength. And a whistle as that shot goes in the goal after the whistle. However, there was a takedown call, and the Invaders will have the ball. Both teams still at equal strength. 5-on-5, 4:54 to go in the game. Dolinsky winds up his shot, knocked down again off the board, and Matt Clark picks it out. And now the Wave wants to put an attack together. They're down 2.
Would imagine the Wave is looking for a line change. They got nothing but defenders in there and penalty killers. Here comes Knesic.
Knesic working 1-on-2, and Barbaric picks it up and throws it to the near board and Davidson. 6-4, Canton is up 2 in the waning moments of the fourth quarter. 4:25 to go. Lola circling around the board. Now the ball picked up by Reza, dangerously right in front of the crease, and Killingsworth brings it right out in front. Now Lola for the Invaders. Sedlacek trying to chase him down, but to no avail. Pretty soon they'll be in the position, the Milwaukee Wave will, of pulling their goalkeeper to try to get that extra man. Westbrook, who just came out of the penalty box, has it. Being guarded that time on the side. Reza's shot goes wide. Sedlacek right in front of Westbrook. He can't get a foot on it. The ball is still loose. The ball was grabbed that time by the defender, Tima.
Well, Timmy Tima anticipated or heard the referee's whistle. The referee had called a foul on Scott Westbrook, and Tima wanted to play it put it into play quickly, but
a lot of action out front. There's Sedlacek, you see, to Westbrook.
And here comes the foul from Westbrook on the goalkeeper. All right, referee's whistle. Tima put the ball down and went the other way, but the referee had not given it free yet to be played.
Good defense by Sedlacek. 3:35 to go in the game. Helmut Imig now to Knesic. Helmut Imig control, a drop pass for Knesic. He takes his shot and it goes over the board.
Once again, a nice give and go between Imig and Knesic. Unfortunately, Pete's shot was a little deflected.
But the Wave will have the corner kick. Knesic will take it. There you see the setup. Not much room to work with. Knesic looking where to put it. Drops it out front. Cox's shot goes wide. The rebound comes in. Cox controls once again. That blast was about 2 feet to the right. Now Cox trying to set things up. Nice defense played by Kia. And the ball picked up and taken away by the Invaders. Now Killingsworth coming all the way down, being guarded by Cox. Killingsworth gets around him, feeds out in front, and kicked away nicely that time. Helmut Imig, 2:55 to go to the game. Imig coming for the Wave, coming all the way down, the shot on goal. Good save by Barbaric.
Nice effort by Imig. I think most people would have slowed down. He had a one against 3, but he managed to get through.
Duvall's pass down low. Finds his man. Sedlacek. Sedlacek's shot is blocked. Some intense action going on between the two. That's one thing the Wave does not want right now is a penalty, and it looks like we've got a couple of offsetting penalties against those two ball players.
Well, I believe just Glenn Irvine is going to go. He was the third guy into the fracas here. It's Steve Frick and Sedlacek. I believe the referee called. Here comes Irvine. That's worth 2.
So Irvine will go. Glenn Irvine go for a couple of minutes. It didn't look to me, Bob, that he did anything that wrong. What was the call on that, being the third man in the infraction?
Well, there was a bit of a fracas between Frick and Sedlacek, and Irvine just came over there and gave Sedlacek a nudge hit. There's no such rule as the third one in, but it was certainly ungentlemanly conduct.
2:33 to go in the game. The Wave on the power play. Something they desperately need, that man advantage, as they're down 2. 2:30 to go in the game. The power play right now for the Wave could be exactly what the doctor ordered, as they need that man advantage because they need to put 2 more goals in that net. Good steal there. Barbara comes out and saves it for the Invaders. Stolen again by Sedlacek. Sedlacek way out in front. Sedlacek winds up the pass. Kick's knocked down, and the Invaders come away with it. 1:40 to go on the penalty. Kramer gets around his man, tries to put it by Clark off the board, but it wouldn't go. And with 2 minutes to go in the game, the Wave on the attack. Now Westbrook. Westbrook trying to set something up. Now Helmut Imig, back to Westbrook. Westbrook winds up with a blast, and it's knocked down. And Westbrook again, his shot is wide. A scissor try. That one wouldn't go.
That was a very good attempt by David Hodgson. Westbrook hit 2 cannons. David tried to reverse scissor. Here comes one by Westbrook. Yes, Westbrook again. Yeah, good effort by David. He just couldn't quite get it down.
Now again, Knesic underneath Hodgson, can't get a foot on it, and the ball is cleared all the way down with 45 seconds to go on the penalty. The Wave trying to set up again. 1:12 to go in the game. Helmut Imig. Timeout for the Milwaukee Wave. 1:03 to go in the game. 30 seconds left on the penalty to Irvine. And as it stands, the Milwaukee Wave now, Bob, has to score 2 goals. They have to get one on this power play. You'd like to get one quickly and then work in that last minute for the tie.
Well, I'm sure Coach Dave Johnson did not like what he saw on that power play. I thought that the young men were a little hasty out there, especially Sedlacek. Rather than settling for a good shot, he was just bombing away needlessly. So I'm sure Coach Johnson is going to reorganize that and then also re-explain the pressure type of situation that they want immediately after the power play.
Some of the biggest Dave the Wave fans you see leaning over the railing with 1:03 to go in this one here at the auditorium. There's Dave, one of the hardest workers here in the auditorium tonight.
I do wonder who does his wardrobe.
Well, coming down to the close, 17-7 the record for Canton. They have that 2.5 game lead over Louisville. They beat Louisville earlier this week. They're only ahead of Louisville by 1 game in the loss column. Dave Johnson trying to explain all the intricacies of what they should be doing in the final minute to the Milwaukee Wave team. And Bob, what would you be telling your UWM team in this situation right now with 1:03 left as Tony Ramos, the owner and president, looks on hoping that some miracle can occur and his team can come back with 2 goals and send this game into OT?
As trite as it might sound, you can only score 1 at a time, so they have to make sure that with those 30 seconds they get a goal on this power play. Not to be too hasty, set up something good, and then take it from there.
Well, there you have it. Milwaukee Wave coming in with a 7-game losing streak, and they're oh so close to pushing that to 8 unless they can mount a charge here in the final 1:03 of this one. 30 seconds more, they'll have that power play advantage. Irvine was sent away for ungentlemanly-like conduct. And goalkeeper Mike Barbarick only gave up 4, and Bobby got a hand on all of those 4, too.
He's had a very good performance. This is a very tough game on a goalkeeper, psychologically as well as physically. He must be ready to pounce and ready to save and ready to dive. every minute, because in this game you're one dribble away from the shot.
The Milwaukee Wave has pulled their goalie in favor of another attacker, and you're looking at it right there.
Scott Westbrook,
who's put on the goalie gloves. He'll drop back if they need a goalie. Westbrook with 56 seconds in the game, 22 on the penalty. So the Wave now with 6 attackers when they're down in the Invaders' end. 15 seconds left on the penalty.
Bad pass.
Now the Invaders coming down all the way. Frick has a shot blocked by Westbrook. And going down hard on that play was Frick.
Referee Klonitis called a penalty kick on that. It's a trip on Westbrook after Frick had released the ball.
So we'll see a penalty kick with 40 seconds to go in the game. 7 seconds still on that penalty to Irvine. But going to the penalty box, as you can see, will be Emig. He'll be serving it for the Milwaukee Wave. And setting the ball up in the penalty area is Tobin. And back in the game for the Milwaukee Wave is their regular goalie, Matt Clark. Kind of an interesting situation. Bob, explain this penalty kick.
Well, it is definitely in the advantage of the goalkeeper. Most people expect a little bit of psyching going on there. Most people expect the penalty kick to be converted. What happens here at this level, the goalkeeper certainly has to make up his mind and go in one direction or another and try to read the kicker. Now, Tobin is a left-footed kicker. Depending upon how he approaches it, Clark will make his reaction. If he waits until the ball is kicked, it's too late.
Let's watch Tobin on the penalty kick.
To Clark's right.
Tobin scores in the upper left-hand corner of the goal. Matt Clark broke down, and the ball went up. And a goal for the Canton Invaders, who now lead 7-4.
Okay, when I say upper right, I mean the goalkeeper's upper right. And the way that Tobin was approaching the ball, I was pretty sure that is the way that he was going to go, as a left-footed instep kick coming that way. Clark even reacted the right way, but if the kicker hits it well, as Tobin did, it should be a goal.
Now 39 seconds to go in this one. 7-4. The Canton Invaders out in front, and Clark trying to set something up to Cox in the closing minutes, and the ball stolen right out in front by Kramer. Clark with the save. Now the pass over to Irvin, and Irvin scores. Just like that, another goal by the Canton Invaders. Irvin on the receiving end of that pass from Kramer, as Cox could not control in a defensive area that time for the Milwaukee Wave, and now it is 8-4.
Well, that showed a little bit of indecisiveness on Michael Cox's part. He simply should have tapped the ball back to his goalkeeper, and his goalkeeper would have gone over the top, gone long in order to initiate the attack back there. Michael just didn't read the situation correctly.
17 seconds and counting in this one. Helmut Imig trying to flag it down. And as it stands, 8-4 is the score. Going down is Barbaric. 10 seconds in this one.
Helmut Imig
against the Milwaukee Wave. Hello again, everybody. I'm Adrian Stakowicz, along with Alex Nikolic of the Milwaukee Kickers. It's American Indoor Soccer Association action. The Milwaukee Wave has been scoring a lot of goals, but so far some injury problems. How about those, Al?
Adrian, very serious problem for the Wave this evening. I think Louis Bennett and Reza Namin, Reza being a key defensive player on the team, is out of the game tonight. Sedlacek is also hurt, maybe playing, and Angara also will be playing. Good offensive players. Serious problem for the Wave tonight.
But the Wave does have that scoring thrust. They've got Angaro, they got Valencia, they got Knezich, 3 of the top 4 scorers in the league.
That's the blessing for Coach Dave Johnson. He's got Knezich and Valencia healthy. They could score a lot of goals. Angaro probable, but it's a good thing to have. Okay, they're very good at that.
The Canton Invaders so far have won 8 out of 10 ball games this year. They are the defending champions. They really know how to play offense.
Yes, Kia is a player that you have to watch. Probably the one player that's has transcended the outdoor-indoor transition of this game. He can play in front of, score a lot of goals. Also, defensively, on the other hand, a good team like they have they have to have a good goalie, and that's what they have, and that's what puts them in the first place.
They've certainly got that great goalkeeper. How about him?
No, he's done very well this year. He's been able to control the team, control the tempo of the game, and essential in this game.
We've got a barn burner on tap tonight. It's the Milwaukee Wave against the Canton Invaders from the Milwaukee Auditorium. We'll be back with all the action on this Sports 36 exclusive. From the Milwaukee Auditorium, it's American Indoor Soccer Association action tonight. The defending champion Canton Invaders against the Milwaukee Wave. Hello again, everybody. Adrian Sakowitz, Al Nikolic. At the Milwaukee Auditorium, American Indoor Soccer Association action. It's fast, it's furious, it's exciting. The Milwaukee Wave starting lineup. Here it is as you see it. Ongaro, Bolster, Knezich. Knezich expected a lot out of him this year. He's having a fine year. Siebers, Duval, and Pierce in the nets. We'll talk more about them in a minute. That's the starting lineup. Canton, Kia, Kramer, Tobin, Pisano, Anderson, and Swanner in the net. Should be a dandy. We're underway here at the Milwaukee Auditorium. In case you just joined us, it's soccer, indoor soccer, fast and exciting. Al?
Right away, Adrian, they went to Kia, and I think that's what we're going to see in the first 2 minutes. They're going to keep on going to the top scorer of the league.
The officials for tonight's game, Don DeWeese and Hamid Houday. Two officials. There's also one on the side. The third one, though, sits in the box in case of an injury or something to one of the main referees. And as you can see, we're courtside here, right in the middle of the action. An errant pass or shot could come right at us. We've got a great vantage point. We'll be bringing it to you all night long. There you see the Canton Invaders with a record of 8-2 on the attack. They're the defending champions in this league. They know how to play the game. They can score goals, and they've got great defense.
They're setting up the play. They're moving it from one side very quickly, Adrian, to the other side, and they're shifting the Waves defense. And I guess that's the essence of this game.
The Milwaukee Wave, excuse me, Al, wearing the white jerseys with the blue trunks. The goalkeeper's wearing a different color, of course. For Canton wearing the black shorts, along with the gray jerseys and the red stripes across the front. For Canton, knocking it down, and the shot goes wide. Nice shot attempt by Oscar Pisano. It went wide, though.
Very close. It was a chance of coming from behind. There was another Canton player coming, hiding behind a Waves defense, and they could have scored a goal. Now, Knezich is going to be key here in the first shift. He is the assist man. He sets up a lot of goals, and he kind of controls the match.
Right in front there, you see the ball cleared. Right away, the Milwaukee Wave trying to mount an attack, but they couldn't get it started. Tobin clears in the backcourt. Ian Anderson for the Canton Invaders, trying to set things up slowly as they change lineups. That's number 6, Ken Lala, for the Canton Invaders. Just coming in the game, Tim Tima. His brother played for the Chicago Sting a couple years ago. Johnny Tima used to play with the Chicago Sting. Now it's Tim playing with the Canton Invaders. Knocked in the Milwaukee Wave zone. 12:45 to go in the opening quarter. We're just underway here at the Milwaukee Auditorium.
Adrian, there's a lot of soccer experience on both of these teams. They've been playing in different leagues, outdoor and indoor, so you should be able to see some very exciting soccer.
It certainly is. Here's the Wave on the attack. Pena harmlessly drops it down in the Canton zone. It's stolen and picked up once again by the Canton Invaders. Ken Lala across his own red line. A lot of the rules in this game are similar to hockey rules. You can't make a two-line pass and those kind of things. A shot turned away that time by Tony Pierce, the goalie for the Milwaukee Wave, stolen back by Canton. That's Drilinski off the board. It kicked out of there nicely, and that shot goes high and wide out of bounds. It'll go to the Milwaukee Wave. We're just underway from the Milwaukee Auditorium.
Adrian, the game is still the same. I think just that the midfield is gone in this situation versus the outside. But you know, the ability to play 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, 3 versus 2, whatever it may be, the combination in soccer, it's very common here. Here's a penetration to the side and trying to effort to taking a shot. Look at the opportunity there for Canton, just missing it. And I think I don't recall who was the player that
Oscar Pisano took the shot, right.
But to allow the opponent to sneak up behind you, this is probably one of the most, let's say, dangerous situation to create. Since there is no offside in this game, and you let the players hide behind you, you're in trouble.
Certainly are. No score in the first period of action. The Milwaukee Wave against the Canton Invaders. Here we go, shot right over our heads and up into the crowd. That ball go over to Canton. Look like low-flying aircraft from this area. Tony Pierce, one of the best goalkeepers in the league. His record does not show it, though. He's got a 7.89 goals against, which is not very good. But I'll tell you, he's got a lot of shots at him. He's very quick, and he's very agile.
A good acquisition. Good acquisition for the Wave. Statistically, he's a very good keeper.
As you know, the games aren't won with stats, but I'll tell you, you got to have them, too. And Tony Pierce has put them together. There you see the ball getting turned over to the Milwaukee Wave.
And that's a new dimension this year. You have so many fouls per quarter, you draw a penalty.
Walt
2-minute penalty.
Schlonhauer that time committing the offense for Canton. Milwaukee has the ball. Valencia on the far board. Now to Salazar. Salazar driving into the Canton zone. Waiting to set something up. Drops it back out to midfield. At midfield, Frank Speth drops it down in the Canton zone. And kick back to midcourt. No score. 11:20 to go in the opening period. Milwaukee Wave and the Canton Invaders. Almost being taken down that time. Swanson gets some help from his goalkeeper, Tony Pierce, and the Wave on the attack. Here come the Wave. A shot goes wide, and Canton goalkeeper Jamie Swanner picks it up and sends it off to his team. John Dolinsky. Dolinsky has it. As they change on the fly, new players coming in. Ian Anderson back in the game. He was a starter. So was Don Tobin. Tobin's back in. Here's Oscar Pisano, who had the only real threat of the game so far. It came off of his foot early in the game for Canton. And it looks like we have a penalty right away.
I believe that's Guy DeWall that's being called up for penalty. It must have been a...
It's an obstruction call.
Yeah, sportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, that's right. Duval will be sitting for 2 minutes, and that's one thing the Wave does not want right away, to be a man short down to this powerful Canton team.
Guy DeWall must have said something to the referee because it was a harmless foul. And this is, and if you watch it again, just watch how this happens. Okay, he pushes the player from behind. Okay, he gets called for a foul, and that's all right. But now, I don't know if we can see it. He must have said something there, and there it gets called. Now, maybe because he passed the ball away. I don't know why the referee called that.
Looked very clean and very harmless, but nonetheless, he's sitting down with 2 minutes in the penalty box. And the Canton Invaders now on the fly. Good defense for the Wave. Canton with the man advantage.
Those are kind of mistakes that you don't want to create, especially this early in the game, and especially against the leading team that you're playing against.
Right out in front, the Wave having some trouble. Pierce with a good save. Now, Milwaukee clears it back on top to Tobin. Tobin with the Invaders. 1:28 to go on the penalty. The Wave a man short. That shot comes in wide open side of the goal. That shot is wide also. Wave catching a break there also.
Very fortunate for the Wave because that was an open goal shot right there.
Tobin with a rocket off the sideboard. Now Pisano has it. Way on top to Ian Anderson. That's Tobin. 1:05 to go on the penalty. Tobin in the corner. Now the pass comes all the way off the board. Back on top to Anderson. 1 minute to go on the penalty. That shot is wide, headed out of there nicely that time by Bolster. Canton unable to get a real threat going. Tobin back at the center line. 45 seconds on the penalty. Tobin inside, kicked away nicely. Ian Anderson.
Adrian, the Wave is doing very well on this shift and killing this penalty. They're playing very alertly, and you'll probably see him hold this one off.
Pierce knocks that one wide. Now Lala has it. 28 seconds to go on the penalty to the Wave and Duval. Ian Anderson out front. Back to Tobin. Tobin back to Anderson. Anderson fakes, winding up, sends it to Pisano. Pisano sends it wide, back to Lala. Lala gets a foot on it. It's blocked nicely. Tobin has it. 10 seconds to go on the penalty. Lala, the last real threat, right out in front. Kick back out. Kia tried to set it up. Now to Lala. 3 seconds on the penalty. Tobin winds up. It's blocked, and the penalty has been killed very effectively.
Well done. Very alert. Wade played this. This penalty killing unit was just superb. You could just see that from the first second of their play. Concentrated very well.
They really thwarted the Canton Invaders' attack. 8:25 to go in the opening quarter. No score. But there'll be a lot of scoring before this one is over. Two high-powered offenses in gear. A nice crowd on hand here at the auditorium. Now the ball back to the center line position. The Wave fighting it out with Canton. The ball's out of bounds. It'll go to Canton, right in front of our vantage point. Bolster hit it out, and it's kicked in now by Tim Tima. There you see Tim for Canton. Across the far side. Setting things up, now dropping it down in the zone. That's Lala for Canton. No score, right out in front that time.
What Canton is doing is they're constantly running players right in front of the goal from one side to the other. If the ball is on the left side of the field, they will run a player from left side to the right and look for a pass to him. That seems to be the approach to their attack.
7:40, that shot goes high and headed out of there nicely that time.
Very good shot.
Duvall made a nice defensive play. Battling on the far board. Now picked up by Knezich. Knezich sends it on the near side. Picked up by Siebers. Siebers inside. Nice pass that time. Duvall gets a shot. It goes wide. Jamie Swanner had it defensed well. It went wide. Now picked up by Rudy Pikzewski. Canton has it at the center line. Ken Lala. Lala drops it down into the Milwaukee Wave zone.
They're constantly crisscrossing in front of the Wave goal.
Ian Anderson for Canton. Canton changing players once again.
Good defense by Wave. Very well playing against 1 versus 1.
There you see Ian Anderson again. 6:40 to go in the opening quarter. No score at the auditorium. Kicked down deep in the Wave zone. Stolen that time right out in front. A shot in the goal. Rudy Pikzewski for Canton. There you see him, number 23. Got around his man and dropped in the first goal of the game. Nice shot that time by Rudy. Rudy's 5'9", 155 out of Buffalo, and he was in the right spot at the right time.
He takes Duvall and beats him, and now he's got a keeper one-on-one, and a very easy goal. Well done. Well done.
Rudy Pikzewski puts Canton on the board, 1-0 in favor of the Canton Invaders. Back to action here. The Milwaukee Wave has it. Kicked away nicely that time. Kia sends it right on the near side. Down to Kramer. Kramer battling with Spaeth. Wave chasing it down. Kia is everywhere. Kia is a real hustler. Now goalkeeper Tony Pierce looking for some motion and tries to set up a play for his Milwaukee Wave. Trailing 1-0 early in the first quarter. The ball kicked out of bounds. It'll go to Canton.
Yes, Kia has that touch or the magic that can just kind of turn the whole game around.
Adrian Sakowitz along with Alex Nikolic. Milwaukee Auditorium. The Wave and the Canton Invaders. Indoor soccer, a great sport if you've never experienced it. It's very, very popular among colleges, universities across the country. Growing in popularity every day on the professional level, too. As evidenced by the crowds here. Right out in front, a shot goes wide, and that is kicked out of bounds. Steve Swanson for the Milwaukee Wave had everybody dead to rights.
Adrian, just watch this opportunity here. Here's Swanson coming down the side, pushes the ball bouncing off the wall. I believe that's Salazar there, sending a ball into space. Nicely pushed back to Swanson off to the side of the wall. And here's another shot. Should have gone in, but we missed that one.
Swanson with a good opportunity, fails to convert. Wave still down 1-0. 5.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
The game is very even. If this is the difference between the first place and last place team, then there isn't much difference. A couple of goals here and there could turn this game around either way.
You'd never know by the looks of things so far that Canton is leading the league at 8-2, and the Milwaukee Wave with a record of 2-7. They are playing these guys even up, except for one shot which went in, and Swanson's attempt which just went wide. 1-0 in favor of Canton. Tobin now to Pisano. Pisano drops it down in the Wave zone. That's Kramer for Canton. Kramer battled that time and is taken down. That'll be a foul.
There are some calls here that are going to be the referees. You got to realize that they're going to make some very close call. Pulls it. Okay. I see he's holding the foot and he's just holding him down. But I suppose it could have gone either way.
Well, the referee's taking control of this one early on. They don't want it to get out of hand whatsoever. They know it's a great rivalry. And we're back to action. Right in front of our vantage point. Pena for the Wave, trying to get around his man. Goalkeeper Jamie Swanner comes out. A shot that time is blocked. Once again, it comes out, but the Milwaukee Wave cannot convert that attempt either. But they're putting some good pressure on.
Wave has some golden opportunities, about 3 or 4 of them between Swanson and Salazar, and I think Nejic had an opportunity earlier. It was just inches away from scoring a couple of goals, and I think that's how close this match is going to be the rest of the evening.
Certainly looks like it's shaping up so that 4 minutes in the opening quarter. 4 minutes to go. The Wave on the attack.
Adrian, I keep on forgetting that there's an injury factor here that we have to deal with in time.
Look out here. That shot goes wide and cleared away by the Wave. Rudy Pikuzinski, who scored the only goal of the game, stole the ball at the half-court stripe, drove all the way in, and his shot went wide. Right in front of us, that's Bolster. Tom Bolster trying to get around his man. Bolster in the near corner. Bolster gets it around. Knezich can't get a foot on it, and it's cleared away by Jamie Swanner.
We have to remember that the Wave is playing 4 players short. So maybe down when it comes to the 4th quarter, this may be a factor.
1-0 is the score. 3:10 to go in the opening quarter. Here's the Wave on the attack. Sievers with the shot.
Nice
Great
shot.
save by Jamie Swanner.
Good shot by Sievers.
Another nice save that time by Swanner in the right spot for that one. Canton on the attack. Pass dropped inside. Pikuzinski couldn't get a foot on it. Cleared away by the Wave.
Very well. Now watch the defense by Knezich to counter. This is why he's well known in the league for it.
Angaro kicks it right in front, and a shot. A great save again by Swanner. What a great attempt, though, by Bolster. But Swanner came around and knocked that one down.
And you watch this thing. It comes back from away from Knezich. Now, we missed that part. But it comes to Bolster, and just a little bit off to his right foot.
Beautiful save by Jamie Swanner. You see his stats. He's 5-1, 4.64 goals against. He doesn't allow too many goals.
Like we said in the beginning of this match, you have to have a good goalkeeper in order to be on top. And we're watching a performance of one of the top ones.
2:10 to go in the opening quarter. Trevor Dawkins is the head coach of Canton. Head coach of the Milwaukee Wave is Davey Johnson. We'll be talking to Davey at halftime. Canton in control of the ball. That's Oscar Pisano. Pisano drops it down deep. There's Davey Johnson.
Pass.
So far, his team's down 1-0, but they've applied probably as much, if not more, pressure than Canton so far to this attempt. The difference has been the goalkeeping of Jamie Swanner. Here comes the Milwaukee Wave.
Well put, Adrian. That was just Knezich.
Knezich on the near side. The Wave on the attack. Salazar for the Wave, getting double teamed. Kia comes over, and Kia steals the ball.
Yeah. Now Salazar kept on holding the ball too long. Now he was open. Knezich was looking for a return pass, but he's back on it. See if we can push it away. Okay, now he's learned a lesson the first time.
Salazar has it. There you see Valencia.
There's a lot more body contact. Now we have another injured player for the Wave. They cannot afford that.
That's Shava Valencia. He's down holding his right ankle as you see it, and now the referee stopped playing. They'll 10 to Valencia. He's in pain.
This could be a serious problem for the Wave.
Salvador Valencia went down in the corner. Looks like an injury to the right ankle. He's grimacing in pain for that one. That one's got to sting. Let's hope he's okay. He's a real important part of that offense.
What happens to him? How does he get injured? It's coming through. Gets pushed. Nothing so far. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. He kind of stepped. I think he just stepped the wrong way.
There you see
right
it.
ankle.
Valencia is down. We're at the auditorium 1-0 with exactly 59 seconds to go. As you see in the American Indoor Soccer Association, Canton on top, 8-2. Louisville close behind, even in the loss column, but 6-2 is their mark. Columbus 5-4. Kalamazoo 2-5. Chicago 3-6, and right now the Milwaukee Wave trailing the pack 2-7. However, you see